It's your milkman, Mr. Milktastic, coming back at you with another episode. And on today's episode, we splashing in the fishbowl. Just got that 4-pack of satchels off our freaking back. Yes, sir. We are at the last rodeo. The last rodeo we are at with this 4. And we got some steak and some pork chop that needs some tending to, because I can feel my stomach touching my back, and that is not cool. All right, not cool at all. Let me get this. Let me get this sunk to see if we got another satchel already. I'm thinking we got another satchel to go pick up, but we got to be sure. So let's be sure. So let's see while we wait for that response to see if they got that satchel lined up for us. Let's get that in order. Oh my gosh, what the other two paperwork at? Up here. So we start one. All right. We got them things lined up nicely there. Pretty nice, if I do say. Don't have just yet, but we empty now, baby. So I hope you're working on it. I got that satchel. I got them 4 satchels off before. I got them off before 1:30. And I'm supposed to be pulling up to this one at 1 o'clock. What's the timing on this one? 1 o'clock. 1300. Yeah. So, got that done. Now we can go ahead and finish our chapter. We still need dock though. Hopefully no other trucks don't come. But we still on their dock door, and they got crazy dock doors here. Crazy. Very small. All right, Father up in heaven, forgive me of my sins. Please take all jealousy, all hatred, all anything, my animosity, anything that is not of you away from me, so I may have peace, soundness of mind, health, and wealth. In Jesus' name, I ask you to watch over my enemies, friends, and my family. In Jesus' name, I ask you to keep me safe and protect on the road and from harming anyone or getting harmed to myself. In Jesus Christ's name, I pray as I read your word, you give me knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you gave to Solomon, and may the people listening to my voice, get the urge to pick up the word and read it for themselves, and the courage to build a relationship with you for themselves. In Jesus Christ's mighty name, I pray that you hear my humble myself, and that you hear my voice today. In Jesus' name, amen. I gotta pray for my soul, because boy, it's so easy to say, I ain't going to work, I don't want to work, I don't want to be an adult, and just go piss off until you're sleeping under a bridge. So let's not do that. 2 Kings chapter 10. Now Ahab had 70 sons in Smyrna, and Jehu wrote letters and sent them to Smyrna to the rulers of Jezreel and the elders, and to the guardians of the children of Ahab, saying, Now, when this letter comes to you, since your master's sons are with you, as well as the chariots and horses and the fortified city and the weapons, select the best and the fittest of your master's son and set him on his father's throne and fight for your master's house. But they feared greatly and said, Behold, the 2 kings did not stand before him. How then can we stand? And the one who was over the household and he who was over the city, the elders and the guardians of the children, sent word to Jehu, saying, We are your servants. All that you say to us we will do. We will not make any man king. Do what is good in your sight. Then he wrote a letter to them a second time, saying, If you are on my side and you will listen to my voice, take the heads of the men, your master's sons, and come to me at Jezreel tomorrow about this time. Now the king's sons, 70 persons, were with great men of the city, who were rearing them. When the letter came to them, they took the king's son and slaughtered them, 70 persons, and put their heads in baskets and sent them to him at Jezreel. When the messenger came and told him, saying, They have brought the heads of the king's son, he said, Put them in 2 heaps at the entrance of the gate until morning. Now in the morning he went out and stood and said to all the people, You are innocent. Behold, I conspired against my master and killed him. But who killed all these? Know then that there shall fall to the earth nothing of the word of the Lord which the Lord spoke concerning the house of Ahab. For the Lord has done what he spoke through his servant Elijah. So Jehu killed all who remained of the house of Ahab in Jezreel, and all his great men and his acquaintances and his priests, until he left him without a survivor. Then he arose and departed and went to Smyrna. On the way, while he was at Beth-el of the shepherds, Jehu met the relatives of Ahaziah, king of Judah, and said, Who are you? And they answered, We are the relatives of Ahaziah, and we have come down to greet the sons of the kings and the sons of the queen mother. He said, Take them alive. So they took them alive and killed them at the pit of Beth-el, 42 men, and he left none of them. Now when he had departed from there, he met Jonadab, the son of Rechab, coming to meet him, and he greeted him and said to him, Is your heart right, as my heart is right with your heart? And Jonadab answered, It is. Jehu said, If it is, give me your hand. He gave him his hand. He took him up to him into the chariot. He said, Come with me and see my zeal for the Lord. So he made him ride in his chariot. When he came to Smyrna, he killed all who remained to Ahab in Smyrna until he had destroyed them, according to the word of the Lord which he spoke to Elijah. Jehu destroys Baal worshippers. Then Jehu gathered all the people and said to them, Ahab served Baal a little. Jehovah will serve him much more. Now summon all the prophets of Baal and all the worshippers and all the priests. Let no one be missing, for I have a great sacrifice for Baal. Whoever is missing shall not live. But Jehu did it in cunning, so that he might destroy the worshippers of Baal. And Jehu said, Sanctify a solemn assembly for Baal. And they proclaimed it. Then Jehu sent throughout Israel, and all the worshippers of Baal came, so that there was not a man left who did not come. And when they had went into the house of Baal was filled from one end to the other. He said to the one who was in charge of the wardrobe, Bring out the garments for all the worshippers of Baal. So he brought out garments for them. Jehu went into the house of Baal with Jonadab, the son of Rechab, and he said to the worshippers of Baal, Search and see that there is here with you none of the servants of the Lord, but only worshippers of Baal. Then they went in to the offer, sacrifice, and burnt offering. Now Jehu had stationed for himself 80 men outside. He had said, The one who permits any of the men whom I bring into your hand to escape shall give up his life in exchange. Then it came about, as soon as he had finished offering the burnt offering, that Jehu said to the guard and to the royal officers, Go in and kill them, let none come out. And they killed them with the edge of the sword, and the guard and the royal officer threw them out, and went to the inner room of the house of Baal. They brought out the scarred pillars of the house of Baal and burned them. They also broke down the scarred pillars of Baal and broke down the house of Baal and made it a latrine to this day. Thus Jehu eradicated Baal out of Israel. However, as for the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin, from these Jehu did not depart, even the golden cows that were at Bethel, and they were at Dan. The Lord said to Jehu, Because you have done well in executing what is right in my sight, and have done to the house of Ahab according to all that was in my heart, your sons of the fourth generation shall sit on the throne of Israel. But Jehu was not careful to walk in the law of the Lord, the God of Israel, with all his heart. He did not depart from his sins of Jeroboam, which he made Israel sin. In those days the Lord began to cut off portions of Israel, and Hazael defeated them throughout the territory of Israel, from the Jordan eastward, all the land of Gilead, the Gadites, and the Reubenites, and the Manassites, from Arel, which is by the valley of Arnon, even Galilee and Bashan. Jehoahaz succeeds Jehu. Now the rest of the acts of Jehu and all that he did and all his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the king of Israel? And Jehu slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Smyrna. And Jehoahaz his son became king in his place. Now the time which Jehu reign over Israel and Smyrna was 28 years. So that was chapter 10 of 2 Kings. We got a little bit more financial IQ reading to do. But my stomach is touching my back. I gotta warm up this steak. I'm sorry. I gotta take a break and warm up this steak. My stomach is touching my back. What you want me to do? Hit the like button for me. That'll help me out. Alright, I'll read it before I warm it up. I lost the page, but I remember what page we was on. Okay, money as a currency. The reason why your real asset or money is your financial IQ is that there is no such thing as real money any longer. As I talked about in the first chapter of this book, money has simply become a currency. And the easiest way to understand currency is to think of an electric current. An electric current must continually move or it will cease to exist. It is simply a means to transfer electricity from one source to another. Likewise, our money as currency must continually move from one asset to another or it too will die. While it is nice to imagine that the U.S. monetary system will go back to a gold standard where our money is backed by something tangible, the reality is that our money is not backed by anything other than the faith and the good credit. As a nation, we are losing our good credit. That is why the dollar has dropped drastically relative to all other major currencies around the world. Thus, what is of value is not our money itself, but the revenue producing assets that money can buy. Understanding this concept is the first step towards increasing your financial IQ. Double-edged swords. There are 3 double-edged swords in today's economy that explains why so many people are struggling financially. They are double-edged swords because while they make most people poorer, they can also make financially smarter people richer. They are taxes, interest, and inflation. Inflation, interest, and taxes. After 1971, after the U.S. began printing money with no backing, people began paying more taxes, interest, and higher prices due to inflation. The reason why the rich get richer are because they pay less in taxes. They know the difference between interest on good debt versus bad debt, and inflation makes them richer. Most important, the rich know how to legally print money just like the government does. Let me explain. Taxes. If you physically work for money, you will pay taxes. The harder you work, the more you will make, and the more you will pay in taxes. As you may or may not know, the U.S. tax system is a sliding scale that charges a higher percentage of your money in taxes for the more you make. Under this system, people who work hard, get promoted, and make more money are actually punished for their initiative. Rather than working for money, the rich get richer because they have their money work for them. As I discussed through this book, taxes are lower on passive income for my investments and higher on earned income from my labor. For example, in America, I can pay 0% in taxes from capital gains made from my real estate investment if I have a high financial IQ. As of this writing, the highest tax I pay on capital gains is 20% for my earned income, the money I make as an employee. I can pay as high as 50% in taxes. Obviously, I would rather have my money work hard for me and pay lower taxes. Interest. In 1997, I made what was, at the time, heretical statements in my book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I said, your house is not an asset. I might as well have been a witch in the 17th century of Salem, Massachusetts. Howls of protest went up and people demanded I be figuratively burned at the stake. When I make that statement today, the howls of protest have mysteriously disappeared. That is because it is now easy for people to understand how a house is really a liability because it does not put money in your pocket. It only takes it out from in the form of mortgage, interest, maintenance, and property taxes. And now that many houses cannot even be sold for the original loan amount borrowed against them, the houses have indeed become a major liability. In fact, there are such a liability that a record number of people are now simply walking away from them. Perhaps you heard of Jing, Jingle Mail? Jingle Mail? That is the phenomenon of cash scrap home owners mailing their keys to the lender and walking away from their homes in the year since I wrote Increase Your Financial IQ Foreclosure, filling up our 121% and our expected decline. For many people, their home is considered their biggest investment. And for many people in the years of easiest credit, it was a bigger investment than they could possibly afford. Yet many justified buying more than they could afford, saying to themselves, housing prices always go up. You can now see that a house is not an asset, it is a liability. In addition, one of the reasons the rich get richer is that they know the difference between interest on good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is debt you pay for. Bad debt also makes you poor. A mortgage on a house only makes you poor because you pay the interest on that debt. Likewise, if you have car loans, school loans, credit, and credit card loans, the interest payment takes a larger percentage of your income. Good debt, on the other hand, is debt someone else pays for. Good debt makes you richer. For example, when I buy an apartment house, I may borrow millions of dollars and pay hundreds of thousands a year in interest. But the key difference, is that my renters pay my mortgage, interest, and my operating expenses, and I receive all the income for my investment. 1 second. Hello?
Hello. You're at the delivery.
I ain't gonna lie, this book right here, Increase Your Financial IQ, if you ever pick it up, he dropped a bunch of gems like throughout the whole book, but towards the end, he like let go, like he just like gem after gem after gem. Like, probably should have started from the back. I ain't gonna hold you. You can now see that a house is not an asset, it is a liability. In addition, one of the reasons the rich get richer is that they know the difference between interest on good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is debt you can pay for. Bad debt also makes you poor. A mortgage on a house only makes you poor because you pay the interest on that debt. Likewise, if you have car loans, school loan, and a credit card loans, the interest payment takes a larger percentage of your income. Good debt, on the other hand, is debt someone else pays for. Good debt makes you richer. For example, when I buy an apartment house, I may borrow millions of dollars and pay hundreds of thousands a year in interest. But the key difference is that my renters pay the mortgage payment, interest, and my operating expense. And I receive all the income from my investments. In this example, interest on my good debt costs me nothing and truly makes me richer. Inflation. We'll go to inflation when we come back. We got a quick trip to about 15 minutes. We got to get over here to this truck stop so they can get their stuff together. And hopefully we can get us another satchel on our back and we don't have to be like just parked for the night. Because I'm hearing horror stories of truckers sitting for days. I got an actual homeboy that said his company had him sitting for like over 4 weeks. But he in Florida, and we got another, like my cousin got his own company. So my homeboy was sitting, but he had the truck and the trailer. So my cousin was just booking him some loads with, and he'll run it using them people company truck and trailer. Cause who finna sit at the house for 3-4 weeks? You talking about you ain't got no load? Boy, you crazy? Man, listen, I would've did the same thing, boy. Get them people truck. Tell my cousin book me a load. You ain't finna have me sitting at the house 1 week talk about you ain't find no load, let alone 2-3 weeks, and I'm still with your company. You must be paying me a stipend or something, $800 a week, or just to sit at the house or something. Cause ain't no way I'm sitting home and not working. Cause you talking about you ain't got no load. Boy, I'm not doing that. I told my dog I said, boy, you good staying with them people, boy. You must be had your bread stacked up or something. I wouldn't have stayed that long. Nigga talk about 2, 3, 4 weeks. No load. Boy, you lying to me. If I stay with boy, company better not try to have me sitting for 3 days. You lying to me. Y'all know the milkman be sliding. Be sliding, baby. What did I just? Oh my God! Did I just do that? I did just do that. With my crazy ass. Slide in the tandem situation when you jump back in the truck and forget and push both of them in. Trucker shit. They tripping, my boy. They like they don't want to go in. The little sliding hand, man. That what had happened. Like they don't want to move. That's crazy. Come on, brother, slide, man. Slide. What you doing? Yo, I don't got time to be riding around with my freaking wheels all the way to the back. That is not gonna work. Like we can't be, boy, it's so hard to turn corners, especially you talk about New York and New Jersey. Nah, you can't be riding with the wheels all the way to the back like that, Jack. That ain't gonna fly. That ain't gonna fly at all right there. So we're gonna have to get this together. If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. The truckers that be on here, they know what I'm talking about. Can't ride with them tandems all the way back like that, my boy. What the hell? So we're gonna go forward on them a little bit, right? And we're gonna push back on them a little bit, right? And we right there. Hopefully, this time they slide. Look like we got some action, y'all. Look like we got some action. We might be sliding in now. We can slide in. Oh, that thing wet. We sliding in, baby. Yes, sir. Ooh-wee. I'm all the way in there too. Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it feels so good. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Squeeze it. Goddamn. It's a gripper. It's a gripper. It's a goddamn gripper. And it's a wetter than goddamn flipper. Wetter than flipper in the ocean. She's a gripper. And she's wetter than slipper. Wetter than flipper. At this point, I done did my Bible reading, I done did my financial reading. Y'all just rocking with me if you're rocking with me. So if you're still around, after I done did all the reading, and you just over here just hanging out with me, man, when I tell y'all they be having some tight shit, bro, like I gotta show y'all this shit. Y'all think I just capping, bro. Look at this, bro. I'm hitting the corner, man. This is me in the corner, man. When I hit the corner, boom, this is what I see. This is what the hell I see when I hit the corner. Cars everywhere, cars over there, cars over there, cars everywhere, cars everywhere. Trying to keep the trailer from smacking something, you feel me? We all over the place. But I'm a driver, and let me tighten up and get to driving. You know what I'm saying? Like MacGyver, get the MacGyver, like MacGyver, get the MacGyver, and let me tighten up and get to driving. Oh, they just gonna pop the gates open like magic. You feel me? It's like that. Cause I'm really like that. Where that charger? We need to charge you up, buddy. Really like that, you know what I'm saying? Which way we going? Bismillah. Alright, let's get this thing popping, man. Cracker trolling on my pants. Got me scared to drop a pig. I got that shit out quick. Me and Drake robbing a lick. Scared. Trap ain't dead. These niggas scared. I make movies. Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying to you? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate y'all for y'all subscription. Appreciate y'all that just keep coming back. Appreciate y'all that hit the like button when you come through. Appreciate y'all for subscribing. Appreciate y'all for 1,500 subscribers. We on the way to 100K subscribers. Make sure you on your millionaire mission. I will reiterate that. Make sure you is on your millionaire mission, okay? 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 Millionaire mission all day, every day, and yesterday. We're going to go ahead and get our stuff together here. You always want to cut off. Go ahead, you can go off now. I ain't let you go off now. Y'all didn't see that short that I just dropped? Make sure y'all go
What's your
check
name,
that out.
brother?
Stanley.
Stanley. Where they can follow you at, Stanley?
Jack Tripper _ on TikTok, man.
Make sure y'all follow my man. He lit with it. I ain't gonna even talk too much about what he on. He lit with it, though. Make sure you follow him, like him, subscribe. And y'all already know what it is. Milkman, Mr. Milktastic, splashing in the fishbowl, coming at you with another episode. And on today's episode, my guy got that black and white millionaire mission, man.
There you go.
That part. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. If you see me out here, make sure you shopping with me too. Make it do what it do. Work your 9 to 5, your 10 hours with it.
The neighbors, they said you was harder to catch than my ex-wife boyfriend.
Man,
how you doing?
Man, what's up, bro?
Did a lot of stuff, live this life.
Hey, man, talking about that. What the hell you doing over here, man?
Man, they call me Wild Earth looking for dirt. Jesse James looking for stain. This your car right here?
Yeah, that's my
Damn, you brought up the old school like Will Ferrell.
I was finna go.
See, you got that old bread like stale biscuits, man. You need to put me on a remix, man. I've been listening to you since Moby Dick was a minute.
Hey, man, for sure that. You brought some of that cleaning shit with it? Cleaning
Yeah.
shit? I seen you wipe everybody out shit with.
Man, I got the best thing since cake and ice cream. You know when you walking through the house and you see those spots on the carpet from the kids, they make you feel some type of way, right?
Sure.
Real quick, let me show you why they be loving like fat kids love cake. See these rims right here?
Yeah, I see these rims.
Oh, you got the Forgiatos. Watch this right here. When the last time you seen these look shiny like a baby honey? This is a concentrate. This gonna help you stay focused while you clean. See, it's in good hands like all state. When you spray this on here like soap, you know that brake dust that try to come back like the Falcons did the other night? Look at this right here, look. What don't you see? Look, it doesn't stick. You see that? No brake dust. The neighbors, they said you was harder to catch than my ex-wife boyfriend.
Man,
how you doing?
Man, what's up, bro?
Did a lot of stuff, live this life.
Hey, man, talking about that. What the hell you doing up?
Damn!
Yes. Alright, that's all I had to say.
Where you get these girls from?
Shit, I'm trying to find out.
She just did it in the car. Joy to the world, the Lord has come.
What's your question?
Can I have a hug?
Sure.
I'm on the bullshit right now.
I can tell.
And you seem like a sweet person.
I am.
I ain't gonna do it to you. But what them other girls that did to me,
What they did to you?
I don't even know what I'm at. The last girl just walked out, she just gave me in the car. I don't know to be mad at her for giving her nothing and showing me. I don't even.
Well, that don't got nothing to do with me, so.
Yeah, but my respect for you, like, is on another level. Like, I respect you. You feel me? Like, they don't took my mind. My mind on some type of shit. And I don't even want to disrespect you. Damn!
Yes. Alright, that's all I had to say.
This is the big secret of 2024, and they're hiding it from you.
So for this one, guys, I got the...
I want Barack Obama and every Democrat out there to know.
Yo. Sitting here eating junk food. And they got a ribeye steak in the microwave. I'm tripping. Damn. Shit. Woo! If you ever had water go down the wrong, that's what just happened. Shit. That shit went down the wrong way. Oh my God. Thought I was gonna drown and die. Thought I was gonna drown and die, y'all.
6-7 years ago.
Man, I almost killed yourself with water.
Doesn't have near the percentage of votes.
How you almost drowned in
Obama
driver's
had
seat?
back in 2012 from any of these groups, and they know that. So watch this video of Obama here trying desperately to regain some of that momentum that he had back in 2008 and 2012.
Communities is that we have not yet seen.
I ain't gonna even hold y'all. Before I seen Obama on the campaign for her, within these last few weeks, I was saying that Kamala's campaign is starting to sound a lot like Obama's, like with the positive messaging. But yeah, I was saying, hit the like button for me. That's what I was saying, hit that like button. But I also was saying that for real, like within the last 2 weeks, I want to say, Kamala been doing a lot of interviews, and her campaign has been sounding a lot more positive, like Obama's campaign. I think they got Obama's writer, but they did it a little bit late. They should have got his writers at the beginning of the campaign. Because all that earlier running around, rambling, and trying to duck interviews that she was doing was not a good look. But $25,000 for a new homeowner, which I plan to be in 2025, that's a reason for me to cast my vote towards Kamala. But I need more. I need more. I need more. It's not enough. I'm not convinced enough. And I'm not convinced enough because of the way she doesn't answer questions. She goes on this whole tangent and lecture, and I don't like it. Just answer the question. What are you gonna do? We want to know what are you gonna do, lady.
And turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
To the brothers.
And say that
so
when you have a choice that is this clear,
this shit out of here.
Oh. And on the one hand, you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. You said to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in life.
He could have just put it the way Biden put it back in 2020.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
This is the typical leftist move, is to divide people by race. You know, the party of equity, equality, inclusion, all are welcome, are the most divisive. They sow the most discord amongst Americans. They want to divide us by the way we look, and we must refuse that. We are all made in the image of God, with the right to think and speak freely outside of their radical left destructive agenda that they are trying to demoralize you with, because that's all the left has. They must try to shame you and demoralize you into voting for them. If you're a black man and you have concerns about the economy, about your livelihood, supporting your family, the wide open border allowing millions upon millions of illegals to come in and, well, replace you, and everything else that's crushing Americans right now under the Biden-Harris regime. They claim that you're a racist if you care about the well-being of your family or how you're going to provide for the needs of your home. And the reason they do this is to demoralize you into voting for a platform that's going to take advantage.
Gotta watch who you listen
Do you know
to.
the U.S. solar company's nasty little secret?
I don't like when they get on there and just be ranting. Say what you gonna say, then let the people say what they gonna say, and let me make my judgment off what they just said. But don't you get on here trying to convince me of a whole bunch of shit. Just let them say what they saying out of their mouth. I'll be convinced myself. But if you try to tell me this, that,
Kamala Harris has discovered
let me listen to
that
her.
it's okay to do interviews. Now, most of them are incredibly
Gotta remember
soft.
this ribeye
Some of
steak
them are
though. I'm
kind
so
of soft.
hungry.
But I want to ask before we get into The View and 60 Minutes and Howard Stern and Colbert, why is she doing this now? I thought she was winning.
There's been some bad news in the internal polling. And while today there was a New York Times Siena poll that showed her 3 points up in the national vote over Donald Trump, that's only anecdotal. What she needs to do is get up above him by some significant margin in the swing states, and it just isn't happening. And just as that New York Times Siena poll hits, another YouGov poll hit as well, saying that Trump is up. So what it tells me is that something told her in the internal polling it's not going well, and she needed a strategy shift. Otherwise, she would not be changing strategy with 30 days to go until the election. You only do that if you expect to lose. So she has seen something that we haven't seen that probably is rather dramatic, because they are taking a huge risk putting her out, and also her buddy Governor Pinocchio, who can't go 2 minutes without telling another lie. So we'll see whether it changes her numbers at all, but it's really late in the game to be making this big a shift.
Yeah, there's also, as you know, a couple of state polls that have popped up tonight, which is starting to show Trump in front in the places that are considered to be the absolute must beginning of the win blue wall states of Michigan, Wisconsin, and in Pennsylvania. Now, about the actual interviews, I heard what you had to say today, that the 60 Minutes conversation was the more polite of the conversations that 60 Minutes would normally have with a political candidate. But at the very least, there was some pushback. And even then, she fumbles the ball.
I mean, I give Bill Whitaker credit for at least trying on immigration, but net, he wound up the thinnest kid at fat camp. Like, it's not really a great accomplishment. That was it. That's really, he pressed her on the economy a little, and he pressed her legitimately on immigration. So good. And on every other exchange, he fell down on the job. I mean, he had questions like, you say based on the following 3 or 4 things that Trump is a racist. Go on. He was like, what? It was so obvious, right? And then in the 60 Minutes extra, which is the outtakes that didn't, and just some of them, not all of them, God forbid they show us the whole thing because she'd look like a drooling mess. They, of course, cleaned up her transcript. But in some of the outtakes that they posted, he does get into the coup, right? That Joe Biden went down and she was elevated and she took over this role. And I'm like, great, this is where he's going to ask her about the fact that this, A, has been utterly undemocratic, and B, resulted after she lied to us all for years about his mental acuity. What did she know? When did she know it? Why did she look us in the eye and tell us that he was absolutely fine, when we both have her on the record now and him on the record saying they made every decision together. They did every law together. She was an integral part of all of the big administration decisions. So she was with him. She was with him a lot. So she would have seen. No, it wasn't asked. He didn't touch on it. All he asked was, well, do you think that's why people feel like they don't know you? Because there wasn't a more robust process behind your elevation. Oh my, what a fail. And it was just time and time again where she started giving answers like she was at a deposition. Now, I'm a lawyer. She's a lawyer. And these answers, to me, at first sounded normal because I spent 10 years taking depositions and doing cross-examinations. And when someone says, I'm not going to answer a hypothetical, that's a totally normal, common answer in a deposition where you're across from an adversary who hates you and is suing you or your client. This is not a deposition. It is an interview in which she is asking us, on whose behalf the questioner is there, to hire her for the most important job in the world. I won't answer a hypothetical is an absurd answer. And you know where she invoked it? Every single time it was foreign policy, because she's a know-nothing. She didn't know what to say when he asked her about China, when he asked her about Ukraine. She danced and danced and danced. She didn't know what to say when he asked her about Israel. She, like every major conflict, she seemed completely flat-footed and a little clueless, like she was waiting for someone in her special little ear pods to give her the answer. I realize this is an internet conspiracy theory, but it's kind of a fun one. And the answer didn't come, so she just went with, hypothetical. I'm not going to answer a hypothetical. Well, guess what? We're entitled to the answer. She didn't give it. We used to ask that question all the time in presidential debates. Totally fair game. She didn't answer because she can't.
But also, any promise you make in an election is hypothetical about your capacity to deliver it. And when she gets pushed on, well, how are you going to do it? Of course, she ends up going to water. By the way, if you want to know anyone that Megyn Kelly has ever done a deposition on, they're currently still in the fetal position and crying. In 50 states, there you can find them all. Now, on some of the softer stuff, right?
I'll tell you a quick story, Paul. I'll tell you a quick story when I was taking my depositions. And it would 9 times out of 10 it'd be a man I was opposed from, on opposing counsel, and they would start to get aggravated, whatever I was doing, whether I was doing the questioning or whether I was doing the defending, and instead of getting progressively upset like I would when I was a very young attorney, when I got older, I learned to go the other way and to get calmer and to look at these guys and just say, "You seem upset. Do you need a break? Do you need to step outside, come back after you've collected yourself?" It was so fun. It used to drive them insane.
Oh,
I missed that.
Oh, just turn into the ice cold steamroller. Fantastic. Now, on some of the softer interviews, now we know why all of this is there. It's for her to seem more likable than she actually is. It's not about an intelligence test. But she even then stuffs it up. On The View, she's asked by the most left-wing host, is there anything you would do different than Joe Biden's done in the past 4 years? Her answer, no. So now she doubles down and she owns every mistake and the very reason why people wanted to punt him by 10 points.
Her campaign slogan is, "We can't go back." That's her whole campaign slogan. We can't go back. And the reason the New York Times reported today that it showed her making a little bit of headway on its poll, which a month ago had Trump up 1, but now has her up 3, so it's a 4-point swing in her favor, is because the voters are starting to see her as the change candidate, as the one who will bring real change to the policies of the past few years. And what does she do? She goes out and says, I'm exactly like Joe Biden. Everything he did, I was a part of, I blessed, I worked on. Yes, I see no difference between us other than his name is Joe Biden and mine isn't. I mean, that's really how she answered the question. You almost have to feel for her campaign staff, which is in the back room going like, oh my God, does anyone have any bourbon? And then, of course, they're like, it's in Kamala's purse. It's right over there.
But also, I'm noticing something, and I don't know if you're seeing this too. We are told that Joe Biden wants nothing but for her to win. But sometimes she's been live on TV and then he's popped up and done a press conference. Or he's popped up and given a speech. Is he trying to Bigfoot her a little bit?
I couldn't love this anymore. Get the popcorn. I can't wait for more of these episodes. Clearly, there's a little sibling rivalry. There's trouble in paradise inside that White House. Can you blame him? He plucked her out of obscurity. She was a total failure when she ran for president. She didn't get any votes. She was so humiliated in the early primaries that she bailed early on in the process before a single state voted. So he plucked her out of obscurity and failure because she's a black woman. And he was very explicit about that being the reason why he chose her. He promised James Clyburn he'd pick a black woman if Clyburn would get him South Carolina, which got him the nomination. And what does she do? I mean, truly, like Psycho, like the movie Psycho. Stuck the knife in. As soon as he showed, publicly what he was experiencing, and there were signs of utterly failing mental acuity about what she had known for a long time. She wasn't loyal. She had those other parties and those donors, the party donors lined up behind her in a New York minute. So she'd been working on it for weeks, which he's obviously aware of. So yeah, there's no love lost between the two.
Steak and pork chop, and for some reason, I felt like listening to the talking heads to see what all this political talk is about. I think these people are for Trump, so their bias is going to be towards Trump. And next we will listen to somebody that's for Kamala, if I can find somebody.
She was with me at every step. There's no day.
All you got to do is find somebody that's against Trump. Man.
He was the sitting president of the United States for the first time appearing in the White House press briefing room in his entire presidency. All the nets take it. All the cameras are on him. They go off of her. No one gives two craps about her anymore. And that's the message they picked up, which is now the lead on all the nightly news shows. And then he doubles down today. She decides to pick a fight with Ron DeSantis because she thinks it makes her look good to fight with a prominent Republican. Even though the man right now truly is trying to save lives. I don't remember the last time a Cat 5 hurricane was barreling toward the Gulf Coast of Florida. Those things are monsters. They're talking about storm surge like we've never seen. We have cities as large as Tampa, Florida, underwater. The mayor of Tampa, and there are some dozen towns around it, said today, if you're an iPhone and Android user and want to watch movies for free, this app is actually for you. It's literally the free version of Netflix. Download it before they delete it from store.
Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Rich Homie Quan. The way that they left him laying on that ground and then they tried to pick him up and move him to the couch, he was all the way in the kitchen in the distance of the approximate location where he was laying at. The police said that they weren't supposed to touch him at all. Once they felt that he was cold and they felt that he had low pulse, that means that he was fading in and out. Regardless of how they did it, they shouldn't have never did my nigga like that. They bogus for what they did and how they did it, because old girl tried to hurry up and rush out the house without even giving her information. This what made everybody look at her like, damn, like you was there with the engineer. You the engineer girlfriend. You not his girlfriend. And regardless of what went on, you left everybody in that house crying and you sitting there trying to hurry up and rush out. At the end of the day, hit the like button. I want y'all to let me know if y'all think that Rich Homie Quan was set up.
It was stated he was on the phone with his baby mama until like 1 or 2 in the morning where he ordered food. Somebody could have slipped something extra in his food.
Sergeant Michael Young, Atlanta Police Department. We stayed and looked at where the area we located. Are you, what's your name?
His dad.
Who's that? What's your first name? What's your last name?
Lamar.
What's a good number for you, Mr. Lamar? Okay. So who else lives here other than him?
His brother, he's in the house.
Okay.
His engineer was here.
Okay.
And his girlfriend, his kid's mom.
That's good. Now, can you show me where you found that?
Yep.
That's rough, bro. I know as a family member, you probably want to blame everybody, bitch. The brother, the engineer, bitch, the girl that was there with the engineer, bitch. Who did it?
His brother. Dre said.
We got a couple more people coming. Just give you a heads up, okay?
Dre said. I'm gonna tell you what Dre told me.
Okay, you said Dre?
Dre, yeah, that's his brother. Dre said they smoked a blunt.
Mm-hmm.
They came upstairs. Dre went upstairs to his room. Warren stayed in the kitchen. At some point or another, Dre came back downstairs and he saw corn on the floor in the kitchen. And he picked corn up. And when he picked them up, and when he picked them up, he said corn was breathing hard.
Okay.
He laid him on the sofa. He was snoring. I'm sorry, they was snoring.
Mm-hmm.
So he laid him on the sofa. He went back upstairs. And when he came, they checked him and stuff. You know, like he was breathing. And said that he laid him on the sofa. And Dre went to take the Sprinter to the shop for me. And I missed 3 calls from Amber, who was his girl, who was his baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
And she texted, she was like, please call me. She was like, please call me. I'm gonna call the ambulance. So when she said that, I was in Decatur. I immediately came here. And when I got here, they had him on a stretcher. And they had that thing on his chest, you know, with his arms up. So entertainer, man, he do drugs.
Is it now? Is the blunt still in there that he smoked?
They probably smoked the blunt, bro.
Smoked the blunt.
But another one of his kids, mom, I talked to her since today, and she was on the phone with him up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. She said, and she said he ordered some food.
Ordered some Perkies.
She said he told her he took a Xanax pill.
Mm-hmm.
And while they were on the phone talking, he was drinking lean. And she was like, why is you drinking that lean? And you say you just took a pill. You follow what I'm saying? So I'm not going to deny, man. Like, and when I say heavy drugs, man, you know, as a parent, they only gonna let you see so much.
Okay.
But it's like, I know, like, when I talk to him, I know when he high, and I know when he not. Man, him spoke on the phone several times yesterday. He wasn't high.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me? But I think our last conversation, it was daytime. May have been like 3 o'clock or something.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't high, but she did. And I told her, I said, tell me the truth, don't lie to me. She did tell me he was high, man.
It was high.
She said,
all right, show me where's that? Oh, sure. Okay. Do that. And put those 2 things in there. Everything. Here, you know.
Look, Dre, that's his brother with the tank top on.
Okay. All right, thank you.
It's alright. Okay.
Of course, I'm gonna say I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm finna leave now in a minute. Well, when I get through with this, huh? She working.
Is somebody gonna stay here?
Yeah, somebody be here.
Okay. All right. What's your full name?
Andre.
Andre Lamar.
Mumford. M-U-N-F-O-R-D.
M-U-N?
Yes, M-U-N-F-O-R-D.
Okay. What's your date of birth, Mr. Mumford? What's your phone number?
My steak's so good.
Now, how do we get in the gate if other people are coming over? Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, can you?
Yeah, I can put the click it in.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's weird the jurisdiction over here.
Yeah.
There's from ours is different.
Try that. How do we get in this thing, man? Oh, there you go. Finally, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's 240902. Good morning. Can I get you a chicken audible? 3198 after the 9. Residential at 19. Ocean 789.
Are you related to him?
Girlfriend.
What happened?
Okay.
Yeah, first of all, she'll agree to go to CPR for the now. He doesn't appear to be alert or conscious. That's CPR's in progress.
He said last we seen him here at Fort Morgan. I know he didn't come in the morning.
That's it.
I left to take my son to school this morning. He was laid on the couch. But I seen like nail all over the floor, like he had knocked over something, like he was trying to get somewhere to sit down. I don't know.
Those guys would sit down.
So, when I left, he was still awake. I checked on him and I put a blanket over him. I came back. I'm like, okay, he's still good. I left him there. He'll usually just get up and come in the room.
Not passing judgment because people just died and you know how that affect you.
I
think he was still breathing at this point though.
So when you saw him the first time, was he breathing?
He was breathing, but he was breathing hard.
It was really hard, but you didn't think nothing of it.
No, I didn't. He was just asleep.
Does he have any underlying condition or anything?
No, not that I know of. He's never been having to be on medication, hospital, or anything.
Okay. So you said last time you went out, you said went to the club last night or something?
No, he didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
He didn't go nowhere. So he didn't go nowhere.
Okay. So what you say you came in, he was laying on the couch.
Yeah, when I came out the room, our room is right here. He was laying on the couch when I took my son to school this morning.
Okay.
He was good. I came back, he was still good. Put a blanket over him.
Did you talk to him by any chance or anything? Or
No, we didn't talk. He was just asleep. So I left him there, put a blanket over him. And I got up at 11 and I come in here. I feel his face cold. And that's how I knew he was breathing because his earring was moving because his pulse.
Yeah, okay, it's cold. Okay. All right. They're working on him. So you say he was foaming out the mouth?
Yeah, I turned his face over and I seen like.
Do you see anything? Maybe anything he might have taken or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you. What's your name, ma'am?
Amber.
Amber. All right. Just give us a second what they're working on. Okay. Brady's the best and we'll do whatever they can. All right. So anybody? What was he doing yesterday?
He wasn't doing anything.
Did he eat anything?
Yeah, he ate yesterday.
Okay.
Even with prices going up, my $3,300 grocery allowance card helps me cover everything I need. Groceries, meds, and bills in...
Drug dealers. Drug dealers. Y'all better start selling people that fentanyl. Once they figure out you the one that sold it, they're gonna charge your ass with murder. You better stop your bullshit. Shit. You might have sold niggas some Molly, some weed. He wouldn't have got the other shit from somewhere else. They won't charge you like you sold it to the nigga. They charge all y'all niggas that sold this nigga some drugs with murder. Y'all better stop that bullshit. Y'all selling them people that shit that can kill them. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all new dealers is different, man. The hell you want to kill your customers for? What the hell? Tired of selling drugs? You're gonna kill your customer? It's not cool.
That's why I saw him that he was asleep right here though. But I don't know if he had knocked himself out of what. He was snoring.
Mm-hmm. He was snoring?
Yeah, he was snoring. So I tried to wake him up and he moved. Like I said, he's been in deep sleep before, so I picked him up and I made him on the couch. I laid him down like this.
Is this what?
When I got here, that was like, when they had called and said his phone was still up. So when I got here, that was there. I don't know if that. I'm sure it came from him because it wasn't there before.
So his phone?
Yeah, phone was still there.
Okay. What time did they call you? Who called you?
Quick, the engineer. Because I was out trying to get the AC fixed on the bed. So
the engineer called you? Who's the engineer?
Firas. F-I-R-A-S. F-I-R-A-S. Quick.
Q-U-I-C-K?
Yes, sir.
What's, his phone number?
Quick! Okay. So I got his number. That's what time he called me. The cop made 11:37 and told me to rush home.
11:37?
Yes, sir.
How long was he down for? He said 11:37? Told you to rush home?
Yeah, man, but I guess they had called the EMS too already.
Okay.
So I don't know,
What's the phone number? Okay. I told you to rush home?
Yeah.
All right. And he was here?
Yes, I guess by the time everybody came to check on him, I don't know if he was falling and laying down or if the ambulance moved him or not. I don't know.
Okay.
I just know when
let me explain this to you. I'm not drug police.
I know you do.
Where's, I know you took some prescription Xanax last night or whatever. Where's all that stuff?
I don't.
What do you keep?
That's why I don't know nothing about none of that.
Who lives here? You stay here?
Yeah.
You stay here?
But most of that stuff he keep on his person because we don't really like allow that. You know what I'm saying? Because this happened before,
Okay.
It was a bad problem before, so he tried to keep it away from us type shit.
So you say you had a history of this? It was pretty bad? I know he's an entertainer.
Yeah, not bad, but everybody feels it down, so.
I got you. Okay. All right, is this the only, so it was over here?
Yeah, because he was eating that food.
Okay.
That's the food he was eating.
Okay. Is there anything different about the food that he usually eats?
And when I saw him sleep, I'm like, you see, like.
So he took a Xanax
Like on his teeth. So I'm like, I don't know.
and he washed it down with lean.
So he was
asleep, yeah. But that ain't the first time he went to sleep on the kitchen floor either.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
That's why it wasn't like abnormal for me.
I got you. Okay. All right. So how can you about to leave?
I'm sorry.
Man, you taking him with you?
I don't care how rich.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't care how rich you is. how big the house is. I can't think of too many of my family members that's gonna walk past me on the floor and say, "Oh, he just drunk or he fucked up." Nah, they're gonna try to make sure you all right. I ain't see the footage yet, but when I heard it, like they were walking past and just left the man on the floor. That's crazy.
What's your name, sir?
But right here, he say he put him on the couch.
CHAS? What's your last name, Mr. Trump? And what's the phone number? What's your phone number? What's your date of birth? That's right. And who are you? Ma'am.
Yeah.
You understand something happened, and we're here to just investigate. That's it.
That's fine. I have nothing.
Okay, I understand. I'm asking you some questions. That's it. All right? I mean, you walking away from me. I'm trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you spell your first name for me?
Kiara.
K-I-A-R-A. Okay. And what is your last name?
Browning.
What's your date of birth, Ms. Browning? What's your phone number, ma'am? Your phone? Somebody passed away upstairs. We're here to investigate that. And we told her, yeah, I understand that, but we have got the information from everybody else in there that's been in this house. Anybody that's been in this house, came and gone from this house, we're going to get information from them and talk to them, okay?
Okay.
All right? As simple as that.
Yeah.
This girl, like she trying to get away without giving her information. She must be called for the Zen.
You drive a vehicle?
Huh?
You drive a vehicle?
Yeah.
What's your vehicle? Which one is it?
The 150.
107. When did you arrive at the house? Was it today or yesterday?
Today.
What time?
I'm not sure.
Was it before or after the incident happened?
It was like right after the incident happened.
Okay, and how are you related to the family? Who you friends with?
I'm just friends with one of the people that stay in the house.
Name?
Quick.
So you're Quick's friend?
Correct.
Okay. And you don't remember what time you arrived?
No. I have no idea what has transpired.
She brought the drugs, probably.
Okay.
Seemed like she brought the drugs.
That might sound like that.
Who else think police is a game? Boy got to be the biggest gang in the world.
Roar, Utah. This is exactly why you might not want to order food delivery anymore, because of guys like this. Let's see what happens.
Hello. In the house.
That was really full, too.
All right, thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
This nigga just licked on the shit. You nasty mother.
Disgusting. Roar, Utah.
Bruh, he just licked on the people's shit, bro. Like, what the fuck, man?
Because of guys like this.
Watch this shit. This nigga footage just lick on the people's shit, bro. He tripping. Big ass. Bro, he licked it, bro. The nigga tripping, bro. He licked the people's shit, bro.
That was really full, too.
All right, thanks so much.
Look at this big ass. A big, nasty, sorry motherfucker. Licking on people's shit. Horrible. Completely disgusting. He said it right. Completely disgusting. Nasty fuck.
Let's see what happens.
Licked on the people's shit. Oh, they got his ass fired. Got his ass up out of there.
Hello. In the house.
That was really full, too.
All right, thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Completely disgusting. Roar, Utah.
Horrible, bro. That's nasty. That's nasty work right there. That's why I don't like. I don't even too much like restaurants no more, bro. Like, you don't know what people be doing back there. Cops refuse to arrest. Illegal immigrants. I gotta see this one first, though.
This is the big secret of 2024, and they're hiding it from you.
So for this one, guys, I got these weird little panels installed for absolutely no.
I'm actually waiting for some good news. You feel me? That we got another satchel versus laying down.
We can't ignore the fact that a lot of people in these day and time are really confused. They have lost the ability to think logically and constantly make a fool of themselves. But there are certain times men don't hold back from woke people.
You think my outfit is offensive?
Are you Mexican?
No.
Yes.
I think it reaffirms stereotypes.
Do you find my outfit offensive?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Because it's not your culture. You don't really understand what their culture means and what it means to wear these things, like the hats and the maracas. You know, you sort of have to understand where all of this comes from for it to not be cultural appropriation.
Does my outfit offend you?
No. It looks nice.
Do you like my costume?
Yes.
Does it offend you?
No.
Do you like my outfit?
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Does my outfit offend you?
No, not at all. No, nothing.
Let's see it. At this point, I think a lot of people who are woke just want a reason to be offended.
Do you think there could be a gay James Bond?
Hopefully the whole world rolled their eyes the way he did to that ridiculous question.
I don't want you to hate me for being white, but I don't want you to like me for being white. Why are these the only two options? Jesus. Okay, well, if I have to pick a side, I'm going to go with you guys because at least your heart is in the right place. I'm just kidding. It's because you control all of film and television. That's why I'm over here. But when you find my old tweets, I'll be calling you. Yes, I will. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you can still comfortably tour the Midwest.
It's a great joke because it's true.
She, her. Yeah, it's okay. It's all good. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not certain. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Yeah, Sweetwater starts at, okay. Not.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir. Oh, okay. It just really sucks every time it happens. I don't need to be called ma'am. I just need to not be called sir. You know? Can you call me sir? Hey, I just want to tell you that the person who gave me this called me sir. It's just like, it kind of hurts a lot to get called sir. Very good. Thank you so much. No. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'm not a sir. Nothing like a good misgendering. It is a knife in the gut when I get called sir. I feel like I hate that hurts. It hurts more when it's not intentional because it means like, this is sir. I know you didn't mean it, but I'm not a sir. It's okay. I know you didn't mean it. It's just, you know, it hurts. I know when people talk to me, it's fine, but like, thank you. I'm not sir. Not sir. Not sir. The guy who dropped the off, he called me sir twice in a row. Oh, I know that. Thank you, I appreciate that.
I think they need to have a good reality check that no matter how pretty they dress, the world still sees them as men.
Boys are boys from the beginning. If you were born a boy, you stay a boy. Girls are girls right from the start. If you were born a girl, you stay a girl and grow up to be a lady. Only girls can be the mommies. Only boys can be the daddies. Yes.
It's very simple. We need more people who can talk more simple truths.
You referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Many women, cis women, have the capacity for pregnancy. Many cis women do not have the capacity for pregnancy. There are also trans men who are capable of pregnancy, as well as non-binary people who are capable of pregnancy.
So this isn't really a women's rights issue. It's a...
We should recognize that this impacts women while also recognizing that it impacts other groups. Those things are not mutually exclusive, Senator Hawley.
Oh, so your view is that the core of this right then is about what?
I want to recognize that your line of questioning is transphobic, and it opens up trans people to violence by not recognizing them.
Wow, you're saying that I'm opening up people to violence by asking whether or not women are the folks who have pregnancies?
So I want to note that 1 out of 5 transgender persons have attempted suicide. So I think it's important.
Because of my line of questioning. So we can't talk about it?
Because denying that trans people exist and pretending not to know that they exist.
I'm denying that trans people exist by asking you if you're talking about women having pregnancies.
Do you believe that men can get pregnant?
No, I don't think so.
So you're denying that trans people exist?
And that leads to violence? Is this how you run your classroom? Are students allowed to question you?
Absolutely.
Or are they also treated like this?
We have a good time in my class. You should join.
I bet.
You might learn a lot.
Imagine a lecturer who views logical questions as transphobic. What even can her students learn? I'm such an environment.
Victim groups like these people. I know you're so oppressed, my dears. I know life is so hard for you. You have to live in the richest, most equitable, most just country in the history of the world. You have to get a college education. You have to voluntarily go to lectures. It's so awful. I can't imagine. But you know, the people who are in war-torn nations, they must truly pity you. Goodbye then.
I hope they are actually leaving to go get a bath.
Okay, is it okay if I touch you? Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, if I touch you.
All right ahead. Before we get started, do you mind if I touch you? I will see in a couple fucking days. Do you mind if I touch you? Hey, serious birds come my head.
Is it cool if I touch you? Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
That's usually just customary. I ask the person before I touch them. Just cut it, cuz.
And what were your pronouns? Oh, she, they. She, they too. Yay! We're twins.
Yeah.
She, her.
And what are your pronouns? You just just cut my head.
What are your pronouns? They, them. She, they. My last name is she.
At this point, woke just means overly needy attention seeker, because if any hairdresser asked me such questions, I'd leave.
So you said... Hey, peeps, it's Dr. Livingston. Extremely concerning that majority of American supplements are being made by drug companies. Have you seen this? Are you aware? What?
You actually started by saying that blocking puberty, which is chemical castration of a child,
Just one example, yeah.
yeah, is life-saving.
It can be.
How do you know?
Because there are children who have been suicidal that have had these interventions made.
What children? How do you know? How many children have had that done
Me personally,
and then
I
are still
haven't met
suicidal?
children. Me personally, I haven't met enough trans children to answer that question.
Okay.
But I know
You
that
are
the
making-
research exists.
You're making this statement, you're stating it as a fact in front of all these people. There must be a reason, there must be something that you encountered that led you to this rather radical conclusion that to save a child's life, you have to chemically castrate him.
Not every
Lupron-
child. No, sir.
Okay, well that is what you just said. The drugs we give to kids for puberty blockers, so-called puberty blockers, originally are cancer drugs used to treat prostate cancer. They're also used to chemically castrate sex offenders and child rapists. Now we give them to physically healthy kids. You're saying that we need to do that or they will die. And so one last time I'm going to ask you, what evidence do you have of that remarkable claim?
I don't think I claimed that every child would benefit from that.
No, I didn't say you did.
Okay.
You said puberty
you
blockers
did. You did.
you said puberty blockers are life-saving. What
I
evidence do
said
you have for that?
they can be.
So
The
how do you
evidence
know?
is the encounters with patients who have had these procedures done, and it has saved their, I don't want to say it saved their lives, but it has made their lives better. I can't confirm whether or not they're alive right this second, but there are children that it has helped. So what do you have to say for the happy trans community who has benefited from these procedures? That's my
I
question
guess what I
for
have
you.
to say is that your entire question is built on a whole stack of false premises that you can't begin to even remotely defend. So it's a faulty question from the start. I reject your premise. I absolutely reject that there are any kids who need to be chemically castrated in order to be happy.
Okay, let's...
She heard it on Facebook or somewhere, and now it's fact. This is where many people get their facts and beliefs from. Crazy. Sir, you have the girliest scream ever.
Man. So in the earliest chapters of Genesis, you have the creation of man in Adam. And then Eve is created from Adam's rib, but she would be the other sex. What you're citing is this line that a lot of people who are pro-transgender will say, which is, actually in some Native American tribe that I can't quite name right now, I'm sure they believe in a third and a fourth and a fifth gender, but that just isn't true. That is that's been made up by white liberals.
You know the movie Mulan, Disney
I
Mulan?
haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Mulan
Yeah.
dresses as a man, right? Goes to war. That's based off of true history.
Oh yes, cross-dressing has occurred in
Just
history.
cross-dressing, but people who
In
went
Mulan, did the female character think she was a man?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't get why she thought Milan would be a good argument.
So I can't have an opinion on abortion because I don't have a uterus, but I can be a woman without one? Got it.
Of course, this statement would trigger those wakies who think they can identify as having a uterus.
That you promote ends up with people dying because of it.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Because,
Let's talk about that.
Let's discuss that.
Because you promote this hate towards people like me and other trans people, and trans people get murdered because of the hate against them. So it's not just like a free speech thing. It's
Do you know what the murder rate of transgender people is?
What do you? Oh my God,
Let's talk about that data, because that's a claim that you make, and I'd like to explore that with you.
Okay, well, you know what? Just this. You should be. This is harassment.
Okay, you made a claim. You made a claim, and we'd like to. Okay, so you have no evidence.
She literally walked towards them, made a false claim, get asked a question, and then say, this is harassment.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true. Everything woke turns to shit, okay?
Woke means a man can put on a dress and go into the woman's bathroom.
Comfortable with. I have extreme compassion and empathy for people who struggle with gender dysphoria and that they do not like the bodies that they're in. I have extreme empathy and compassion for that, but that just because someone feels that way does not mean it's true. If an anorexic person is telling you that they hate their body, if they look in the mirror every day and they're like, I'm fat, a doctor does not prescribe them diet pills. It's the same way. We should be teaching people that the body we're born in is the right body. God does not make mistakes. You have a beautiful body, and you should embrace that, and you should love yourself for who you are. And regardless, you can't biologically and physically transition into a different gender. And so, like I said, I have extreme
Jesus
compassion.
really cares about whether or not you're transitioning? Is there one time in the Bible where Jesus
Many
said...
times. He made them men and women.
Whoever struggles with body dysphoria, know this. You are born in the right body. You have to work on acceptance. You need a proper therapy.
You must have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout. In the name Boy Scouts.
Boys have Boy Scouts. Girls have Girl Scouts. Really simple people.
Ziad, I use he, him pronouns, and I am Bangladeshi.
What's the deal with these ads promising solar panels for free? Well, it's not true. You can't get solar panels for free. But I've been a solar panel installer in Illinois for 14 years.
Actually American. Yeah, I just rolled my eyes. I'm glad the cameras caught it, because I was like, it's just a natural reaction.
Alright, y'all. I don't know what's taking them so long, but I was trying not to go to sleep so I could just go ahead and go get it. But sleep calls. I'm gonna take me a nap. I'll holler at y'all later. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment. Millionairemission. We out.